Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we are back. This is episode 269, Rebel Ridge. Let me give you the log line for this movie. A former Marine grapples his way through a web of small-town corruption when an attempt to post bail for his cousin escalates into a violent standoff with local police chief. I'll go first. This is a new movie, by the way, on Netflix. This is starring Aaron Pierre, Don Johnson, and AnnaSophia Robb, directed by Jeremy Saulnier. So I'll go first. Look, I didn't know anything about Aaron Pierre. I think this is kind of his, for the most part, his kind of breakout role. Look, it's Black Rambo, right? It's a common story. If you like the show Reacher, I can't imagine you wouldn't like this movie. It's the same sort of thing. Tough former military guy comes to small town, has to kick the shit out of, the shitty sheriff and his band of terrible cops. It doesn't necessarily have much to say as far as like a larger conversation, which is fine. The like it just doesn't.
You sure about that?
I don't think. What, civil forfeiture?
Most people don't know what the fuck civil forfeiture was.
I guess, but like they don't really dig into it that much at all. Oh, we got your money. Oh, okay. Like
this is the first time I've seen civil forfeiture as a plot point in a movie. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess because I knew.
I would argue most
I was like, I just
literally like 90% of people don't know what the fuck civil forfeiture is.
Well, you told me,
right? Well, you really are in a fucking bubble, aren't you? You
an educated bubble?
You really are in a
Cops
bubble.
are corrupt bubble? Yeah. Sorry. I'll read, nigga. What the fuck? Like, my bad. Yeah, because you mentioned, Terrence, you had seen the movie before us, and you were like, yeah, they do something like that's really fucked up. And I was like, is it civil forfeiture? And you were like, yes. I was like, all right. That makes sense.
I'm like, nigga, I didn't know nothing about that shit. What the fuck? I'm not a criminal. I've never been pulled over by the cops with a bunch of money.
I haven't either. Like, maybe that's the lesson. Stop carrying so much cash. Just a card, man. Just a card. Like, if you can get away with it, don't bring cash. Yeah. So look, I didn't think it had, in my opinion, I didn't think it had much to say about anything. But I enjoyed it. My biggest complaint of the movie, if I'm being honest, is it's too long. It could be about 30 minutes shorter. It's like 2 hours, which it does not need.
It's 2:11.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, it's like a real 2 hours, right? Not 2 hours plus credits. So yeah, but I enjoyed it. I thought Aaron Pierre was pretty serviceable. I enjoyed him as kind of this like tough military dude. Don Johnson does a really good job of being kind of just a racist piece of shit cop. I don't even know if he's necessarily racist, but like I'm gonna put that tag on him just because like where they're from. If I'm being
Django.
honest, right? Django, a Watchman, right? Like, yeah. Like, we checked his closet. Oh, there's a Klan uniform in it. Shocker. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But again, a little too long. I'll go to Micah, who never heard of civil forfeiture. Go
ahead. Micah, man of the people, unlike Jay sitting there in his like El Jefe over there. Yeah, the movie was good. I thought if I had seen this before we decided to do it, I might not have suggested it just because while I appreciate that like this movie stars a black person, there's nothing really like black cinema about it to me.
I agree.
I feel like this role could have been played by anybody. Which I guess is what we want, right? Like we want to be able to star in movies just like as people, right?
I mean, his name is Terry, so yeah, it probably could.
Yeah, like an interesting piece of trivia. John Boyega was originally cast in this movie, but he just kind of walked off it.
Yeah,
so
like
they had to stop production. Yeah, like they had to stop production
for like
hire a new guy. Yeah, and redo everything. So it was. I'm just curious as to why he walked off. But look, this could be like a franchise starter for this guy, right? This could be his Extraction, right? And I'd be fine with it. He's quite obviously auditioning for the role of Jace Fox as Batman, because he's especially at the end, right, where he's using all the smoke and all that to kind of take people out and shit without like murdering them.
Ooh.
Yeah, look, it was a fun movie. I got the same complaint that I do for all movies. It's too long.
Mm-hmm.
But this dude is I think this is like a kind of a star making role for this dude, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed him beating the shit out of these cops, yo. Especially the one cop that looks like fucking John Moxley, but like fat.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. It was a fun Netflix movie. Don Johnson's really good in it. Aaron Pierre is really good in it. A little too long, but I enjoyed it. This is something that, like, if it's on, well, it's not just gonna be on. But it was one of those movies that, like, I wouldn't mind having on in the background.
Yeah.
Company over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
It
feel
was cool.
All right, Terrence, your thoughts?
Oh, I had seen it. It's been like 2 weeks now that I saw it. 2.5 weeks or some shit like that. I saw it when it came out. So, and it was completely different than what I expected it to be. I enjoyed it. I liked it. People are like in love with the movie, and I'm like, y'all kind of dragging it a little bit.
I don't get
it's
that.
good, but like, relax, like tone it down a little bit. It's good. Like, I
just because you want to fuck this dude doesn't mean the movie is superb, right? Like, goddamn.
I've never seen a film.
Right. It's like, yo, chill out. I want to watch another movie that this director did. It's called Green Room. He did that movie a couple years ago. Stars Jean-Luc Picard. What's his name? Patrick Stewart. He plays like a villain in it. People said that movie was good.
I believe his name is Charles Xavier.
His birth.
This was fun. The whole civil forfeiture thing, I'd never heard of it, Jay. So this was new to me. And I'm like, this is super fucked up. And like, this is making me very angry. The fact that you said anyone can play this role, I think it makes it a little bit more unique that it is a black guy, because he can't be as aggressive as a white person could have been. He had to be like even killed through this whole movie. He couldn't like scream on him, because he would have been shot and the movie would have been over within the first 5 minutes. I like the fact
that a black
they put
man. If it was a white guy at the end of the movie, that guy would be a fucking mass murderer, right? Like,
right, he would kill
that guy would have killed every single one of them cops. So
since he's black, like, he can't kill these people because he is going to die. Or he's going to go to jail for the rest of his life, because he'll die if he killed anyone.
Yeah.
So like, I appreciated that. I did want him to like,
I mean, he broke a guy's arm, and I was like, that feels good. Like, that feels good.
Just as good as a bullet to the head. Overall, I like it. It's way too fucking long. Like, it's 2 hours and 11 minutes. Like, you could have cut 15, 20 minutes off. 30 minutes off. And that would have been just as good, because there was a lot of like slow, like plot, information dump scenes. And I'm like, all right, we can just move along. But, all right, it's cool. Everybody was fine. He was good. It's cool.
There's one thing about this, for the most part, I think the script is fine, except for one thing, and the movie even points it out. And I don't know, no, I'm not going to talk about it when we get there. I'll talk about it right now. There's a mole, right?
Right.
There's a mole here, and the one of the people, when they find out who the mole is, they're like, this is all your fault. Right? And he's like, like if you hadn't have done this, then none of us would literally be in this situation right now. So the mole's motivations seem, I mean, he's a mole, right? But like usually if you're some sort of double agent or something like that, you don't participate in the civil forfeiture if you're trying to stop it secretly, are you? Do you?
Yeah,
no, I think but I think you kind of have to. I think you kind of have
to keep up appearances.
Yeah, you can't be like, oh, just let the person go.
Why did he pick on this one? Why did he pick on this one dude in the beginning of the movie? It was just him by himself.
Oh no, I can answer that. That's obvious.
On a bike.
That's obvious. It's in the script. That's it. I mean, there's no logic. I mean, why? Just keep driving. He was just like, nah, fuck this guy. Like, yes, that's my I agree
problem with this movie.
Right, like if he was in a car with another cop, that would have made more sense.
With fucking Fat Moxley,
yeah,
and Fat Moxley was like, "Hey, pull this guy over," right? Like, that makes that fine. I get it,
right?
But this dude was by himself, and Fat Moxley was like, "Yo, this is all your fault. Like, you pulled this guy over to begin with."
Yeah, that's I think he was just irritated that he couldn't get past him on the. Like, he has a temper. He got irritated because he couldn't pass him on the fucking bridge, right? Because he sees like I was tracking you for 2 miles. No, you weren't. He wasn't. He just kind of showed up out of nowhere, and it was on a bridge where he couldn't pass, and he fucking ran him over. I'm like, all right, you didn't have to take the nigga's money.
I think you're being very generous.
I'm trying
to this movie. I think they try to yada their way past this shit, and just try to hurry up and get to the fucking
to
the crooked cops.
Had Fat Moxley not shown up, do you think he would have went the full court press on him? If it was, I mean, he would have ran him over. Do you think he would have took the money and all that shit? If what's his name didn't show up?
I don't know if he would,
because he's the one. Like, there's a couple little things if you didn't notice, but like their badges. We can get into the movie, but their badges. If you look, Fat Moxley. What is his name in this fucking movie? We just call him Fat Moxley.
I like Fat Moxley.
Well, fuck that dude. He's a piece of shit.
He's a real asshole. Yeah. I think that's Officer Stephen Land
or Tan. Yeah.
So, that part. I think it likely would have been, hey, get out of my way type of shit. And like maybe he would have pulled him over, hit him with the car, which was fucked up.
Right, he fucking pit maneuvered that nigga on a bike. Like what?
Like, that was like wildly unnecessary. But in fairness to him, I know that spoiler alert. I know he's the mole or whatever. But in fairness to him, he's still a cop, so he's still kind of a dick. So it's like he's just like, I don't think we should steal people's money. I mean, knock a nigga off his bike. I mean, that's easy work. Like, come on, of course we're gonna do that. So like, maybe he was a piece of shit, but like to Terrence's point, stealing people's money, he was like, whoa. I'm not a thief. I'm just a regular cop, right? So like, I have no problem beating up minorities normally, but I'm not a thief. Like, come on. In fairness to me. So yeah, it is an odd thing. Like, they should have had him riding in the car with the other cop, like, so he's kind of forced, his hands forced. But yeah. All right, so let's get into it.
All right, so Terry Bogard at Marine, Terry Richmond, a Marine Corps veteran.
The PlayStation.
He's not even wearing.
Terry came out today.
Street Fighter 6.
Terry Richmond, a Marine Corps vet, cycles into the town of Shelby Springs, Louisiana, to post bail for his cousin Mike Simmons and buy a pickup truck so they can make an honest living. He's rammed and detained by 2 police officers, Evan Marsden and Steve Land, who sees his $36,000 via civil forfeiture, despite money being legitimate. So this scene is, we've been talking about this scene, and if you can get past the shakiness of how we got to this point, I think the rest of the script, as long as it is solid.
So I guess
anything else that's like.
Okay, my question to you is, Right. Like if that part wasn't there, like you think this is working pretty much across the board?
Yeah, I think the actual like script and plotting is pretty good. You know, the civics lesson is a little much, but I don't necessarily mind it, right? Because they got to explain what civil forfeiture is and shit like that. And
I don't think they did a very good job of it, honestly.
I don't think they did a stellar job of it, but they tried, right? Because you can't be watching fucking Rambo and all of a sudden, oh, so I'm just a bill and they call me a bill. Like nobody wants to sit here.
Yo, that would be
sing on Capitol Hill.
That would be the wildest transition. Like, we're gonna take the money because of civil forfeiture. What's civil forfeiture? Slide in. Like, here's this thing.
Family Guy's musical pops up.
Oh shit! You know what? I would have given this movie a lot of extra points if they had done that. That would have been fucking hilarious.
John Oliver did one of his main segments on civil forfeiture. If you don't want to read up on it and you just want to have a British person talk at you about it, yeah, it was a long time ago. But it's still good. So
yeah, it's still
she explained
yeah,
it
they still
in the shop, in the malt shop, whatever the fuck they wherever the hell they were at.
I don't like small towns, Joe. Like, they're really trapped in the past. It makes me uncomfortable.
So it's an information dump. Like, if you have the captions on, like, they kind of tell you exactly what it is, but you know, you got to be paying attention.
Yeah,
I bet a lot of people weren't really paying attention because they were waiting for this nigga to beat people up.
Yeah, they ain't got no lasers in the scene, my nigga. Like, what
right.
Yeah, look, I mean, basically the idea here is that cops, if they stop you for they suspect something, they can basically seize your assets, right? It's fucked up, and it is basically just a way for cops to steal your money. Like, that's quite literally.
Yeah, they seize
or assets.
They seize your assets. They seize your assets, but if you go to court, you are not on trial. It's your assets that are on trial, right?
Correct.
And you can't.
And it's really hard to get your shit back, by the way. That's actually.
And they say, like, she says it costs twice as much to even go to court to try to get the shit back. So by that time, you might as well just forget it. It's super fucked up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's foul.
It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up.
The wild thing about, civil forfeiture has been around for a long time. I mean, it's been sort of modernized, unfortunately. But, like, one of the wildest parts of it is that in the United States, how the fuck are liberals and conservatives both against this and it still stands? Who the fuck is like, no, we should keep it? Where are conservatives on this? This feels like an easy thing that conservatives would be super against, but they're like,
no, because they love cops all of a sudden. They love cops all of a sudden.
I get that. I understand that, but like, they're just stealing your money. Like, you would think that you'd be like, nah, I'm not okay with this.
Yeah, but it didn't happen to me.
Bootlickers. Yeah, well, they're bootlickers.
It didn't happen to me though.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't happen to you, they're fine.
Yeah, I just like, it feels like a thing that everybody together would be like, wait, they stealing niggas' money? Nah, I'm not okay with this. But no, it's just bizarre to me.
I remember, we are old enough to remember when everybody hated cops, white, black, whatever, right? Like, you get pulled over, what's the first thing out your mouth? God damn it! And then that's why white people get super indignant when they get pulled over.
Yeah. You know who I am? Shit. Get out of my face.
You know my father is?
I pay your salary. Nightstick. I'm so sorry. No, it's wild. I mean, look, you say whatever you want about country music. Like, originally that shit was like, fuck the police and all that other shit. Like, NWA didn't invent that shit. Like, it was like, rebels and all that other shit. But now they're just like, here's a song about how cops are.
What the fuck you think the Dukes of Hazzard were?
Right, that whole show was
running from cops, yo.
Nigga, look. One of the wildest things about America is young black kids watching the Dukes of Hazzard and being like, "This show is awesome." I'm like, these niggas are jumping over a car with the of course, everybody like Dukes of Hazzard. What the fuck?
Yeah, they just jumping bridges and shit. Just like I don't fucking know.
Right, but like, why were our
magical
like,
powers?
Why were our parents like, yeah, you can watch that show where these crazy rednecks are riding around? I'm sorry, with the rebel flag on the car? No, turn it off. We're just like, this shit is awesome, man. Yeah, it's amazing. See, we used to be all together.
Oh
Now
man.
you trying to put on Dukes of Hazzard on TV now? Oh, goddamn riot! You kidding me?
Remember they did the movie? Remember they did the movie?
Oh, that didn't
Johnny
work out with like Johnny
Knoxville?
Knoxville, right?
That didn't work for nobody.
No,
That
they're
didn't
like
work for
fuck
nobody. White people
I
were
forgot
mad
all
that
about
they took the bars off the General Lee, and
Yep.
and liberals were mad that they were making a movie to begin with.
Yeah, they're like, nah, get the fuck out of here. See, look how we used to be a real country. Look what happened.
Yeah,
We
used to
man,
be
we used to
together.
all be together. We used to be together, hating cops together.
Yeah, I mean, we all hated each other too, but we hated cops more, and that was important. That's it.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead.
So in this scene, before you
so-
continue, in this scene, when they're fucking with this dude, if you notice one of the Fat Moxley, he's got the thin blue line on his badge, on his like flag, and the other guy
On his
doesn't.
vest.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
yeah. So he's a dickhead. Like he's all about the cops. So that's kind of one of the tells that guy is a mole. I guess I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I
because
noticed
he has he has sort of just a black and gray American flag.
It's
on
like a
him.
black and white flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this dude bikes to the courthouse to try and explain the situation, and the courthouse clerk is like, "You ain't got no money, you ain't got no cousin, bro. Sorry."
Right? Like,
And another employee named Summer promises to prepare the forms in case Terry can get the $10,000 needed for his cousin's bail before he gets transferred to state prison, where he will be in danger because Terry's cousin is a snitch.
Oops.
In this scene, they kind of do their best to explain what civil forfeiture is and all that, and what is his name? Terry makes a phone call to this Chinese restaurant that he kind of used to work. He used to own and sold his assets so that he can get this money. And it's always funny when he calls the restaurant because the Chinese guy answers, like, "What you want?" And it was like, "No, it's me."
and he's
like,
like,
"Oh, hey, what's up, bro?"
Oh, hey, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Immediately. Yeah, just code switching. I understand.
It's an old Simpsons joke, where Homer, calls some Chinese restaurant, and then the guy picks up the phone and he's like, "What do you want your order?" Right? And he's just like, "This guy, I know this guy. He likes the act, right?" And they just fucking turn on the yellow face and shit.
That sounds funny.
Yeah, it's wild.
Well,
I mean, in fairness,
it is what it is,
they
man.
are yellow as well, so it's okay.
Terry goes to the police station and tries to report the cash as stolen to Officer Jessica Sims, a black lady. This nigga was I don't know what he was thinking. He was just trying to be a dickhead, I guess. When he goes up and tosses this black woman, he's like, "I'd like to report a robbery. Could you describe the suspect?" "Sure. You ever see AEW? He looks like John Moxley, but fat, and he has a badge and a uniform, and he's probably one of your coworkers. He's right behind me, right over there." And Fat Moxley didn't take kindly to that. Why do all of them do this? Why they all do this shit? Why they all do this?
I think because they're out of shape.
Grab
and-
the fucking vests. I don't know.
I think they're out of shape and they're tired of just holding their arms. So it's like, I don't know what to do with my hands type of thing. I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be a cop. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't like small town police officers. I don't like police anyway, but I really am not a fan of like small town cops in any movie. Immediately puts me off. Like, I'm just like, all of these motherfuckers are corrupted. They probably all deserve to go to prison. Why? Just a hunch. Like, just a hunch. You're doing something terrible. And I was right.
The municipality. I remember when I first worked at one of my jobs. During orientation, there was a bunch of people there, and this was for a municipality. And they were doing orientation, and there was a table behind me. And they were just yapping, just chip, yap, 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 yap. And the woman sounds like she was from New York. She was like, "Y'all the new cadets, huh?" And she was like, "Yeah." They were like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, I could tell." Because they were the only motherfuckers being unruly, like not paying attention, like thinking that their shit don't stink. I was like, God damn, yo, like shut the fuck up. I'm trying to hear about how I'm gonna get paid. Yes. He's confronted by Fat Moxley and the police chief, Sandy Byrne.
That's his real name?
That's his name? Sandy Byrne?
Yeah, Chief Sandy Byrne.
Terry offers to drop the matter if he gets his $1,000 back for bail.
Go ahead. These names are ridiculous.
Terry offers to drop everything if he just gets his $10,000 back. I don't even need the whole $36,000, just need 10. And he is told to return and resolve the issue on Monday. He's like, all right, we'll think about it. We'll come back on Monday.
Yeah,
like we said earlier.
Come get your cousin. Or come see your cousin.
Like we said earlier, Don Johnson is really good at being a real piece of shit, man. And
I don't like it.
I guess, like to the point where it's like you are too good and have been in this role too many times for me to not suspect you.
Yeah, like a little bit.
Yeah. You're starting to be typecast, my nigga.
I don't know, man.
You know. What's in your history?
Yeah.
It's in your history. Check his closet. Look, I'm not a cyclist, Micah. I know you like to ride your bike here and there. You out running a bus, my nigga? Like a bus driving down the road?
I wish. Good Lord.
Your heart would just blow up in your chest. Get out of here. Now, this guy's 30. So good for him. But he not only does he outrun a bus at one point or is going as fast as a bus, because he's trying to catch up to the bus that has his cousin on it, right? He went through the woods and caught up with the bus. Like,
yeah, he already knew like the back roads to catch up, to get back onto the road to catch up to the bus. I was like, that's a little weird, but all right.
Like, all right, Black Reacher. I got you. But yeah, then he actually catches up to the bus because he wants to like see his cousin and tell him he's still fighting for him or whatever, and give him give him one of these, and somehow he's able to keep up with the bus. Like if I was that bus driver, I'd be a small town bus driver, and he seems to be white, so probably racist. I'd have just give you a little fucking swerve there, buddy. The second you got near the bus, fuck you. Get out of here. You're not gonna outrun my shitty bus. That's insane.
Yeah, because that bus is going like 40 miles an hour, yo.
Yeah, your leg's gonna be
like
burnt.
I know we all have a little bit of ego, but like, come on, yo, like you got to go up to a 40 mile bus going 40 miles an hour, yo.
First of all, the bus was gone. He had this whole conversation with before you skipped a little bit. He had a whole 2-minute conversation with Sandy Byrne. And he's like, yeah, the bus left. I'm here at 9. He's like, oh, the bus left early. So that bus was all the way down the goddamn road.
Right.
And he still managed to catch up to this.
Right. That bus had a head fucking start.
I mean,
it's like, all right, nigga.
According to this, most cyclists, professional cyclists, can achieve a 10 to 12 miles per hour average very quickly with limited training. Is anybody going 40? Was Lance Armstrong doing
10
40?
to 12?
Very quickly, right?
Sustained speed?
Yeah. A sustained average speed of 10 to 12. Yeah. But that's very quickly with limited training.
That's for an average cyclist, right?
Yeah. Well,
not a McMap Marine.
Yeah, there's one of the wildest lines is said in that scene. I fucking burst out laughing. We'll get to it. It says reasonably experienced
He was
for
cycling on
40
flat
miles.
land too. Like
16
gravity wasn't helping him at all.
Yeah, 16 and 19 miles per hour on a person who is reasonably experienced.
That still seems kind of slow. I mean, niggas be running 26 miles an hour. Like, what the fuck?
Nah.
Huh?
Not
seems really
average,
slow.
it's sustained. Like, no.
Maybe, I don't know.
Nah, a pro is 27 miles an hour. Get the fuck out of here. You're not catching that bus. But we're just being pedantic. But it's fun. Because he yells at the bus driver.
Terry calls his former business partner Mr. Liu, but he is informed that he can no longer send him any more money because the cops raided his restaurant. Terry let slip that he kind of mistakenly implicated the restaurant as, where he got the money from. So now these cops are like, well, where did y'all get the money from? Like, bitch, we are a fucking restaurant.
Yeah, General So's is very popular.
What you
Get
think
the fuck out of here. We sell
right. Well, how do you think we got the money in this Asian-themed restaurant? We got it like every other Asian-themed restaurant with a gambling den downstairs, nigga.
The hand jobs. Yeah, no, it's like the cops in this shit town called cops in that shit town to then like harass this Chinese restaurant. So that's fucked up. Oh, and my watch just broke. That's right. So yeah, he's pissed because now he can't get the money, and they took his cousin. So, womp womp.
So so Terry returns to the station, and he's out there, and the cops have been doing some reconnaissance on this dude. They're like, what is this guy? Who is this guy? I don't know. Our Wi-Fi is slow. Maybe we're in Mexico. And I was like, well, get everything you can get on this guy. And he's like, well, he's a McMap Marine. I was like, well, what the fuck is a McMap? I don't know. We don't have phones, so we'll use a fucking... So you gotta wait for me to reset the Wi-Fi because in this particular parish there's no cellular service. So they were like, well, shit, this guy's a Marine. Like, what the fuck? And they were like, well, don't worry, he doesn't have any combat experience, so he's obviously a bitch. What the fuck, y'all?
That feels like a massive oversimplification of what's happening.
Right. This nigga's built like a superhero and was a Marine, but since he didn't have any active combat experience, old ass Don Johnson is breathing a sigh of relief. Nigga, shut the fuck up.
You about to get your jaw broke. Get out of here. Look, this leads to one of the funniest moments of all time, right? So Terry shows up outside of the precinct, and Chief Hotburn or whatever, he walks out and confronts him, and they're having this conversation. He's like, woo, this guy's a fucking pussy. I guess all those muscles are gym muscles. Can't do shit. And look, to Terry Richmond's credit, he's giving a very like slow burn way of speaking, which to me, I've watched enough movies and I've seen people of this guy's size. I'd be like, you got it, Chief. I'm going to go ahead and head back on inside. You're being way too calm, which means I'm about to get my fucking head knocked off. No, thank you. I saw the first Rambo. I'm good. And so he's like, yeah, like we've got a couple of acronyms in the Marines, and, like PACE, and it's like persistent, I'm going to kill your mom type shit. And it was like, all right, cool. And so like he's getting closer and closer to him. And then we cut to a scene inside the precinct where the one cop, what's her name? Officer Jessica Sims, the black woman, she's got the Wikipedia page up, And she says, which I just thought was funny, she was like, "Oh, this is McMap Marine Corps martial arts program. Oh, I think he was like an instructor." Quote, "Oh, he's on the Wikipedia page." And then immediately it fires right back out to that scene where Don Johnson tried to like pull a gun on Terry Richmond, and he just grabs the gun and just takes it from him. He's like, "Oh, I wouldn't do that." And it's like, oh shit, and then it like fucking goes from there. But I just thought the idea of an action scene popping off with, "Oh shit, this guy's on the Wikipedia page," yo, I just burst out laughing. This is like, it's just a funny line to me. Like, I enjoy the line, but it's funny. It's hilarious.
I mean, the shit is funny, yo. It's like, oh shit, like this dude is the actual guy. Like, he's Mr. McMap, for God's sakes.
And by the way, that's a real thing.
Excuse me, sir. Terry McMap. I know. I went to the Wikipedia page to see if the marketing campaign was clever enough to put him
on it.
That would have been.
Was it?
Yeah, to put his picture there. No, it wasn't. Because
they should have called the Marines and been like, it was just for like a week. Like just as the Netflix movie comes out, like, are we all together on this? Now this is some dangerous shit, yo. Like, one mine, any weapon. Like, they're putting their logo, one mine, any weapon. It's got a machine gun, a knife, and a fist. They're equating all three as this person being equally dangerous with all of those. That's a terrifying individual. I'm good, yo. Like, you got it. You got it, big dog. Like, let me just go back in the precinct. I don't need any of this. But this fight scene it's a little bit slow in some ways. But also it feels more realistic than a lot of fight scenes.
I actually really like this fight scene because he
good.
He doesn't want to kill anybody. So this is probably how that fight scene would go if they didn't just straight shoot this nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. I was like, they showed a lot of restraint because they could have been like, "Oh, he came at me. He's trying to grab him out." He did grab his weapon, technically, you know.
Yeah, and it's. So. I mean, humans don't move like fucking Donnie Yen does in movies, right? Like, you know, right. Humans are way more, you know, especially if you're talking about two guys who are not hand-to-hand combat experts. Like, they're not going to be able to take this guy out except for shooting him, and like you might get lucky. Yeah. But the entire movie kind of reminds me of like The Rundown, where The Rock was like, "I'm going to be in this movie, but I don't want to shoot guns because, you know, my reputation with kids," type of thing. So they had to try to just be clever in ways to have him fight. And this is kind of that same way. Like, and it works here. So yeah, I dug it. But it's a little bit slow if you're used to sort of faster paced martial arts type of shit, which is not how humans actually fight at all. Most people can't fight for shit, if we're being honest. But yeah,
look at backyard bum fights and
oh, nigga, I watch those shit on YouTube all the time. They're awesome.
Also, most fights end within like seconds because like
if a fight goes over a minute, like, them niggas actually can fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, most people are pretty gassed at like 35 minutes. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, that's why people are like, "Yo, hit me," and you're like, "Yeah, please swing, so I can like try to hit you in one shot and get this shit over with." Nobody trying to roll around for fucking 40 minutes. Nobody's doing that. That's why when anybody's like, "I could take on anybody in the MMA," no, you couldn't, because you can't last a round.
No, you couldn't.
No. Right, man or woman, no, you couldn't. Those women will beat you to death.
Some of you motherfuckers can barely withstand the slap boxing that concusses people. Like, you just stand there and take a fucking hit.
No, I think that's actually worse than MMA.
No, it is worse. Yo, there was like a report that came out.
It's much worse.
No, yo, it's a speed run to CTE. Insane. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because like that is what literally anybody could do. Just stand there and swing, right? Like, so any tough guy thinks that that's nothing till you get hit in the fucking ear.
Yeah, yo, they throw your equilibrium off you. It's a wrap for you, yo. I don't care who you are. No, you're gonna get brain damage. Don't sign up for those slap fights. That's a terrible idea. You have a better chance in the UFC, right. Honestly. Yeah, so he takes them down, Fat Moxley and Officer Cogburn, and he takes them inside, and there's other cops outside, and they're like aiming their weapons or whatever. But he basically is like, nah, call that shit off. Like, have them put the guns down, which is weird because they just kind of stay outside. Like, again, it's a little bit of a yada yada. Like, I don't feel like the cops would have just been like, I guess we just fucking just keep eating our lunch.
They just surrounded the building.
Yeah,
There's
like
a couple of them. It was like 7, 8 of them niggas out there.
Yeah, like, just bum rush the door, Like, it's just him. Like, you probably be all right. But he eventually gets the Officer Sims, the black woman, to handcuff these two other cops and let him into the sort of evidence room. And he takes his money. He only has her count out $10,000, and so he wants his $10,000 so he can get his cousin out. And like he's not in the business of trying to hurt them. And he does something I thought was kind of cool. He plays to this like, hey, I'm black, you black type of shit with this Officer Sims, and he's like, he secretly shows her that he doesn't have any bullets in the gun, so that she is assured that, like, I'm not trying to hurt these people. Like, I'm really not.
I saw that as I'm going to give you this gun, but I don't trust you, so I'm going to take all these bullets out, and we going to walk out like you got me in handcuffs, but like, I'm not going to give you a loaded gun. Like, I know you black and all, but you're still blue.
Yeah, right. But like, he kind of secretly.
That's why I thought he was taking those bullets out.
Well, he secretly shows her, right? So, like, maybe that's more of like, I didn't want the other cops, Fat Moxley and Byrne, to see that, like, your gun doesn't have bullets, right? So that they wouldn't just start screaming, oh, they don't have any bullets or whatever. Like, maybe that's what it is also. Like, because he secretly shows her, like, look at the gun I'm giving you. So I don't know. I guess it could be read either way. But that's how I read it. And then she's like, hey, go mind your business, as they were all just standing outside as she takes him and puts him in the squad car. And she's like, oh, everything is A-okay. Which, again, is weird because one of them immediately was like, he should be strung up. And she was like, don't do that. Like, I mean, you know where you were. You know these niggas ain't shit.
She was an interesting character to me. Like, 'cause I couldn't read her, yo. I couldn't read her at all until the very end. Like, the very, very end.
I mean, I guess that's the point.
And right, yeah, that was the point. And look, that's one of the things that casting this black woman and this black man, casting black people in these specific roles, is a benefit to the movie, right?
Right.
Like, because there's a certain camaraderie that, black people are supposed to have, unless you're like a lieutenant governor in North Carolina, where like we do kind of look out for one another. You know what I mean?
That nigga is off his rocker.
Wow. That nigga's a coon, yo. I fucking hate that guy. I really do. I mean, I really do. I don't like throwing that word around us.
Yeah,
I love it.
But yeah, that nigga's a coon.
Like, fucking
sprinkle it everywhere.
Like
my aunt's husband showed me or he had like sent like a family like we have a family group chat, and he had posted a video of this black woman who like runs some sort of like conservative like MAGA store, right? And she's like super conservative. And my wife was like, did you watch it? I was like, no, I didn't see it. And she was like, I only watched like half of this. Like, look at this bullshit. And so she shows it to me. I watched just a couple minutes of it. And I said, look, this person's a fucking coon. Like, I just immediately said that shit. And she was like, I was like, I don't like, I'm okay with black people being conservative, but like, this woman's a coon. Like, her and her husband were two fucking coons. Like, she's like, oh, Kamala Harris isn't black. I'm like, you're lighter than she is. What the fuck are you talking about? like, get out of here. Yeah, but she was like, Donald Trump's great and he's a real American. I was like, yeah, you're a coon. Like, it's cool. Like,
like again,
a fucking stamp on your face.
I have I have no issue saying it. Like I'll throw it around like it's the N word. So,
well, if I call you a coon, I really don't like your ass, and you are fucking dead to me.
I mean, what did that guy even? Did Mark Robinson even say anything bad? Quote: "I'm a black Nazi." Never mind, I got it. That's a wild line. Like
he's like, slavery is good, and women shouldn't be able to vote, and there should be no exceptions for any kind of rape for abortions. Like that nigga's insane.
He's a real Uncle Ruckus. Like come to life. Like he's really
pretty ridiculous.
That's a cartoon character. He was like, I can do one better than that. Like, I don't think Uncle Ruckus was like, I'm a Nazi. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, Mark Robinson. And he's only down by 11 points. It should be by 90 points. But white people are fucking stupid, so whatever. Excuse me, conservative white people are fucking. Anyway, let us continue.
Terry manages Terry manages to post bail with Summer's help. But the cops they realize that he's going to the courthouse to do that, and they're like, "Well, we got you now, nigga. Let me see your hands. Taser, taser, taser." Right? And Summer's like, "Oh my god!" Like, you know, she's recording it, and then you get a quick glance of between Summer and Marsden, which I didn't really pay attention to before, but on a repeat viewing. Hindsight.
They tase him, but he doesn't go down.
No, because he's a super.
Yeah, they tase him, and then he just
yanks the fucking taser out of him. You're right.
just super fucking mad. Just give me that shit, nigga.
I mean, he eventually went.
Moxley was like, well, Fat Moxley had to fucking tackle his ass.
Yeah, but he passed out. He was like, yeah, like nigga, you ain't. You're not Superman. I mean, you're pretty close, but like, yeah, you're going down. Nobody wants to get tased. I've never been. I know what it's like to get hit with a stun gun. That doesn't feel good. I did that on a drunk bet once. Don't recommend it. But I've never been like a taser.
Okay. Hey, you should try this alcohol, man. It'll make you feel good.
Look, I didn't say it was a good idea. I just said it was a thing that happened. People are stupid. So yeah, but now I know. So if someone's like, "Hey, I got a stun gun," I'm good. From personal experience, I got it. Yeah, like so he gets
white friends.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Yeah,
that makes total
black
sense.
People don't do that shit.
No, fuck no.
Hey,
you want to do that? No, nigga. What the fuck? Oh no. Don't get it fucking twisted. I got to stun gun someone else. Ain't nobody just gonna stun gun me and we just gonna let the shit rock and I just go home. Fuck all that. Like, whoa, that hurt a lot. Turn around, nigga. Let's find out what happens. Yeah, it should hurt. But look, life experiences. So the chief and the other cop from Heroes, they grab up Terry, they drive him, and he's like, "Listen." He basically explains, here's why we just robbing niggas. We're broke, and this money helps the town, and thank you for your donation, basically. And if we don't do this, we won't be able to stay around, and the state will send state cops, and they will just fire all of us and take our jobs, and you should feel sorry for us. I don't. Like, I'm sorry, but this
no. Fuck you. Like, give me my money back. Why are you even telling me this?
Yeah, basically. So they, like, I hope you all die.
Well, it's to try and present, it's to try and be fair, quote unquote, and present the other side. Like, because if you've never heard of this, you're like, well, why are these people doing this shit? Right? Like, why? And instead of giving like the real reason, they give like the half truth. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, all this stuff might be true, but like, y'all also want this fucking money, Like,
yeah, like that's at the end of the day.
There's right, like there's a reference to a margarita machine, which is a reference to something that happened in real life, where this, the cops in this town, not this particular town, but the cops in a town did some civil forfeiture, and they were buying a bunch of shit they didn't need, like a margarita machine.
I mean, sometimes you want a margarita. Like, think about it.
At work. Sometimes you want a margarita at work.
That's the best time to have a margarita. This job sucked. So then the cops are like, all right, cool. They take him to the local hospital. And Don Johnson's like, listen, I'm gonna give you $26,000 back. We're gonna keep 10, no big deal. Your cousin went over to
he used 10. He used the 10 to bail his cousin out.
Oh, right. Which, how'd that work? And so he's like, so here's the $26,000. He's going to call it even. No big deal. And, by the way, your cousin, while he was getting processed, remember how we lied to you? While he was getting processed, that nigga got stabbed up pretty good. And he's on his way to the hospital right now. I don't know what kind of medical situation he's in, but look, there's a helicopter. That's him right now. And, they always fly people in on a helicopter when they're doing great. So best of luck, and take your money, buy yourself a truck. Maybe you and your cousin, or just you, can get the fuck out of this town. And if you don't pick up the truck by this evening, I'm going to assume that you did not take the deal, and I'm going to put your ass in jail. And that's the deal he got. And it turns out his cousin was basically stabbed to death, and he died. So now he's real mad. He's big mad. You going on
this
was
my shit.
After this?
Look.
I mean, he was prepared to walk away, though. He was prepared to walk away, right? Because it's like this guy is, I wouldn't call him a pacifist, but he doesn't strike me as the type of guy that's like, I'm gonna. He's very noble. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a
Like
little
Rambo.
too noble.
Like John Rambo was.
Evil bleeding. And but yeah, at least John Rambo knows what it's like to take a man's life, right? Like John Rambo was like,
a lot of them.
This guy, he's never seen active combat, so he's a bitch. He don't know nothing.
According to Don Johnson. All right. I ought to choke your ass out.
So yeah, look, his cousins died, and he's like, I told you. And then thug tears. And he gets a ride out of town that evening from Summer. And Summer's like, come on, we can do this. This is happening to other people. And he reminds her that, like, bitch, I'm not a hero. Like, I came here for one thing, and that thing has died. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And
this is not a season of Reacher. I don't care about none of it.
Right. Get out of here. Meanwhile, the police are making sure that are following them to make sure that he gets his ride out of town. Boy, where are we at? This is part of the movie kind of.
This
dragged.
is the part that kind of dragged. Right.
All right, so let's hit the high points here. We can cut easily 30 minutes off of this movie. The cops basically find out that Summer, the white chick, had been trying to help Terry. So they know that she has a history of substance abuse. So they sneak into her house while she's asleep, inject her with whatever drug, heroin, I guess. And she wakes up and sees the needle in the sink, and she starts kind of freaking out. And then she starts going into a heroin nod, just oh shit. And her last moment of thought before she fucking passes out, she calls Terry. And she's like, "Hey, I need your help. I'm all cracked out." And so he rushes
people to call. You got no other people you can call. Nobody.
She met this strong black man, and she needs his help.
Yeah, and meanwhile he was buying the truck. I was like, deuces. I don't trust white women. They might be killed.
Right.
Told me to
No,
get
I'm
the fuck
outta
out,
here.
bro. Like I gotta go.
New truck. Who this?
It is really,
By
you
the
know.
truck, and he comes back. I'm like, I wouldn't have done that, but okay, cool, whatever.
Now,
Very noble individual, like you said.
One thing I do appreciate about these type of movies, and Reacher, the TV show, sort of does this too. They've kind of slightly moved away from it, but they sort of do it as well. They don't really focus on like a love interest, right? And I was like, this movie doesn't do that, right? Because she would obviously, in a sort of a lesser movie, she would be the woman. He'd be like, "Oh, I gotta save Summer and all this other shit." It's like, because I love her. And it's like, you met this woman like 9 minutes ago.
I was praying they didn't do that shit, and they didn't, and I was like, good.
Yeah.
Like I was watching, like, please don't do
It wouldn't
this.
have made sense. Like it's just like, yo, all he was like, "Hey, I need these documents," and she's like, "I need to marry Terry." He's like, "I love you, Summer." Like, yo, just give me my documents so I get the fuck out of this shit town. Like, get out of here. So I appreciated that they did not do a romantic relationship between the two of them. Like it just,
I had a feeling that they would not do that because I did not hear a wave of backlash from black women about this movie.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Like I do appreciate like they do the same thing that Reacher does. Like he's obviously a good looking guy. He's like this like big fit guy or whatever. And so all the women that he interacts with, even though he doesn't have a romantic interest in any of them, and they don't really push it going the other way either, all of them are like, they always are like eye fucking him every single time he shows up. They're like, like the black woman's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Like, I mean, like I'm a cop and you a criminal, but like still like would yeah, like the whole time. It's like it's fucking hilarious. They do that on Reacher all the time. So yeah, he goes back to save her, and the cops are like, "Didn't we fucking tell you, nigga, to get out of this town?" He's like, "It was an emergency." Like, I don't think you understand how rednecks work. We're not really here to negotiate terms. And so yeah, Fat Moxley rolls up on him, and like he has cops block both ends of the road or whatever the fuck these people drive on. And look, as I give him credit, like they're trying to set this dude up. Moxley's sitting there and he's talking to him and he's like right at his truck. And this nigga just throws a gun into the car. It's like, gun! And just shoots him immediately. I'm like, hey, yo, one, very athletic for you, I'm sure. I was surprised at that. I thought he was just going to like draw a gun on him. But he just threw a fake or a decoy gun and immediately started shooting at him. Which didn't work out for Moxley because, one, he should have broke his arm against that door, by the way, just as a side note. But yeah, that guy is not a very good cop. Like he gets taken down.
This guy's a real piece of shit. Summer's freaking out because she's got to take a urine test, and somebody fucking shot her up. And if and when she fails that urine test, she will lose custody of her child. Again, you know, all this feels like I don't know what to say about this Summer character, yo. Yeah, like it's just filler, right? Like I don't give a fuck about Summer, yo. Like I don't care about Summer. Like this is not the movie for this ain't your movie, okay? And this character is like they just replaced one damsel in the cousin for another one, and I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's exactly.
I guess they would have had, and I guess they would have just had half a movie. I guess it's like, all right, well, your cousin's dead, and then the movie's over. Like that, I get it. That doesn't test well, but I don't know, man. I feel like there could have been a different reason for him to come back. Maybe that's my other gripe with the plot of this movie. It's just that I don't. I get it. You want this guy to be noble, right? But like, I don't believe that he would come back after that. Not after everything that these cops have put him through.
Nah, I think he would have.
I don't know.
I mean,
doing it?
No, I'm not noble. No. Like that's the difference. not noble. No. Get out of town or we're gonna kill you. I bet. I'm out.
Okay.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
You're right.
Jay, help me. Who is this? Why are you calling here? I have a wife. I have to go. Like, no. Somebody I just met who I asked to fill out some forms. I'm gonna put my life in danger? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're a white woman in America. You probably be all right. You probably not, but like you probably be all right. Like I no. But what about my kid? Get a lawyer. I don't know. I can't help you from here. I can't. I was staying on the edge of the town, like calling, like, hey, good luck. Thumbs
The
up.
city limits.
Yeah, you know,
your
like,
jurisdiction, nigga.
Nah, I'm not. You going back, Terrence? Like I have to ask.
Fuck no. I wouldn't. I'd have been like, yo, give me the paperwork. I'm leaving.
Like,
I wouldn't even listen to her talk about give me the fucking the whole spiel about the forfeiture. I'm like, I don't trust you. You're gonna get me killed. I don't trust white women.
Like this shit sounds too unbelievable.
like, let me tell you about civil forfeiture.
It's
No,
like, what? No,
nah, I'm good.
Like,
you know
wait a
what?
minute, how do you know so much about it? You trying to set me up? Get out of here.
Yeah. Fuck
Hey,
that.
do y'all have internet here? Yeah, we do. Down at the local Wi-Fi coffee shop. That's cool. I'll go on Wikipedia. I don't need you. I have to leave. No thanks. Look, do I think
Terry,
it is? It's pretty. By the way, it's pretty terrible to inject somebody with drugs who has a former habit. That's
That's super foul, man.
That's a mean thing to do.
Fucking dickheads.
Wow.
These people are straight up
in
evil.
case you didn't like these cops enough.
Right. They're like, let's double down.
Look, after getting shot, Terry escapes and regroups with Summer at Mr. Liu's restaurant, where Liu, a Chinese medic during the Korean War, patches him up. I found it funny. She was like, she don't know nothing about history. She was like, oh, thank you for your service. It was like, he's Chinese. It was like, and then she looked like, huh? Yeah, duh. It was like, no, that he fought for the other side. Oh. Thank you for your general souls.
Like, I love how she was like, I'm glad we could all come together now. Like, she was just like, I love the clues on it. How do you know this Chinese person? Yeah. So, yeah, I was hoping Mr. Liu was going to be a more exciting character than that, but okay. I thought, like, and look, this is going to sound offensive. I recognize that, and I deeply apologize. I thought he was going to be
expecting some kung fu fighting, weren't you?
Yeah, I wanted a Mr. Miyagi type character. I did. Look, come on, man. Look, you only look. Let's get real. Let's get real. You only said that because you were looking for the same thing. You were expecting the same thing. I know you.
No, I said it because I've known you. You are the longest relationship I've had outside of my wife. Yeah, I know you, nigga. Just sitting in there, and you're sitting in there in your ivory tower, looking down on people that might not know what civil forfeiture is.
Right.
You wanted some you saw a Chinese person. You know this dude knows how to fight. Obviously, he must know some kung fu fighting.
Right. 1 + 1 equals he ya. Like, that's all I wanted. Like, come on. That's all I wanted. Like, look, you got to admit, you definitely wanted Mr. Liu to be something else, right? Like, it was like, he's a Chinese medic. Nigga, that's it. Get on a boat and do the fucking moves. Come on, crane kick, nothing.
You read too far into this shit. I'm watching the movie.
I honestly did.
He passed him up, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Nah,
I wasn't thinking this nigga was about to do karate kicks and backflips.
Nah, I wanted this dude to be like his mentor, yo. Like, I wanted this guy to be his mentor, yo. Like do something cool, man. It's like this. It's the Simpsons one, right? Like, oh, there's a little guy. He's gonna do something cool. You just watch, and then he does. But no, lame.
Oh,
it's a missed opportunity. Maybe in the sequel.
That night, Terry and Summer interrogate. It's Terry's movie, guys. Terry and Summer interrogate Elliot and interrogate Elliot, the clerk, and the judge. The judge, who was played by James Cromwell, just like randomly.
Yeah, totally random. Which is a good casting. He's a very good actor.
Yeah, he looks like a judge that just like gave up and shit. Who they each reveal a cover up to avoid transparency measures imposed after a legal settlement nearly bankrupt the town. People are held for 90 days on misdemeanors so that they are unable to get public defenders to seek production of their police dash cam arrest footage before the data retention period expires. It's basically all a scam. They snatch these people up and they hold them just long enough so that the evidence of their of them being illegally detained is kind of recycled, and then they let them go. It's all a grift. It's all a scam, and and that's foul.
Yeah, it is fucked up.
Terry and Summer break into the courthouse basement to retrieve the SD cards that contain all the dash cam footage of the people that Summer has been kind of investigating. And as they do that, the police arrive and they start a fire.
Which she puts
something
out,
about coconut water.
She puts out some of the fire in coconut water. Like, look, I don't know the power of coconut water, but that seems a little bit overblown, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, like I don't know. Did the coconut water like
neutralize the gas that they had poured down there?
The gas.
Yeah, I don't know. Did not understand that. But yeah, they
Terry escapes
on fire.
Terry escapes, but she is captured while trying to destroy the urine sample. Look, if the judge is the person making you take the urine test, and you got the judge, you know that the judge is crooked, and he knows that you know that he's crooked. Why are you going back to get the urine sample?
And didn't he kill himself?
Like,
he OD on his wife's drugs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you worried about?
maybe that's why, right? Because
like
it would just pass to the next person. Yeah. All right.
That town don't have a judge. Yeah. Barely got more than one horse. God, why do people live in these places? Move to a city, man.
Again, up in your fucking ivory towers. You know, some people might not be able to afford to relocate.
Well, become a cop and steal money. That's what civil
right. All these cops can quit. They can go to another fucking penal.
Have you not been paying attention? Read, people.
Cops can kill people and get reassigned to a different goddamn state. They'd be fine.
Yeah, they work it out. Yeah, all right. So the cops they grab up Summer. They drug her up some more, which I thought was real fucking nice. Great work there.
Yeah, y'all can't overpower this very frail looking woman who used to be a dope fiend. Like y'all gotta drug her, yo.
Like, why are they trying to ruin this woman's life like this, yo? This is so foul.
Right. I'm like, yo, just arrest her for God's sake. They're like, no, we want to destroy you. Like, oh, do you have a kid? You're never gonna see that kid again. Like, oh, it's just fucking mean. Like they're just being like, it's one thing to arrest a person. It's another to try to destroy their right to be a parent. Like it's just like, all right, like take it easy. Just put a bullet in her leg.
Yeah. That's unfortunately very, very prescient.
Yeah. Well,
it's one thing to arrest someone. It's another thing to stop them from trying to be a parent. Vote correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people are dumb. So
Terry and Fat Moxley. So Terry is he's going and he's like doing his like Marine thing, right? He's stalking the car. He interrogates a guy. He a random cop. The random cop is doing the whole like, I just work here bullshit, right? Like the thing that the German soldiers did to justify why, I'm not a Nazi. I just work here.
Following orders.
I'm just following orders, right? And this dude comes in and he's pretty good on the phone, right? He's good at giving this little one-liner where he's like, let's arrange a swap, right? This summer for the SD cards, and we'll meet at Rebel Ridge at first light. And the guy's like, why not do it now? And he was like, what did he say? He was like, I want you to see me coming or some shit like that.
Well, he says, I'd like to see what's coming, and if you're lucky, you might see me coming, or something to that effect. Which is a pretty good one. Yeah. I mean, it's not a Wikipedia. It's not this nigga's on the Wikipedia page, but but like it's pretty good.
It's not like that. It's not like that DMX bar in Where the Hood At, where he's like, I'm gonna bust off in your eye so you can see me coming. Which that whole song is just
aggressive.
Like the beat goes hard, but that whole song, like you listen to that song, guys. Listen to that song. That song is very
A lot of his songs are slightly suspect. I think he was in jail for a couple. He was in jail a couple times.
It's either a little odd, or why are you so aggressive for no reason? Like just overly aggressive for no reason. And like it's so funny because there's a couple of DMX songs that have like kind of made it into my playlist as of recent, and it's hilarious because I think that DMX is a very unique person, or was, in that in rap, has anyone ever stuck to their gimmick better than DMX? Like, I'm just gonna do the whole barking thing and dog references my entire career, like always, just and everything. It's like you can just like, you don't have to keep this up. He's like, nah, fuck that, the whole time. Like, all right, we're just doing the dog thing, like, and it's fine. It works for you. But yeah, he's just overly aggressive for no reason.
While Fat Moxley and the armed police contingent wait at the exchange site at Rebel Ridge, Terry breaks into the police station using the truck and subdues Sandy Byrne.
Rip the back of the building.
Earlier in the movie, Terry was informed by Summer that she has a mole on the inside. Terry believes that Sims is the mole because Terry is a misogynist and thinks that all women stick together, when that is not true. All women don't stick together. All white people stick together. It turns out Serpico was actually Marsden, whose fault this all is. Quite literally.
Because
Sims detains Terry.
I was
the black woman. Yeah, I was like, oh, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing? I gave an audible groan.
I was legitimately mad. I was like, what? I thought we were all together. No? All right. So you're a Trump supporter. I got it. It's cool.
So Lan gets back, he destroys the cards and reveals that Summer is at risk of overdosing because Fat Moxley drugged her again to subdue her. Marston protests, and that's when Terry realizes that he's actually Serpico, the mole.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get to the point where he was like, yo, this is all your fault, yo. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, thin blue line.
Yeah, well,
if it ain't white, it ain't right. Come on, man.
This entire scene where like they're all bickering and the Serpico is revealed and all this other stuff. By the way, allow me to step down from my ivory tower for a second here. Serpico is referencing a very famous story of a cop who dimed out a bunch of New York City cops. They made a movie about it, starring Al Pacino, called Serpico, by the way. And a very famous movie, actually. But that whole scene, they're all bickering back and forth, and Terry's like, "Ain't nobody looking?" And he just like grabs his back and starts like walking off. And they're like, "Oh shit, we're supposed to be shooting a black guy." And then they just start fucking firing at him. And he seems to just kind of win this round because these guys are just like the worst example of the worst Keystone cops of all time, right? Like they just don't know what they're doing. There's smoke. What do we do, boss? And it's like, nigga, it's not that much smoke. Like, just move your hand. Like it's crazy. But he gets
there's one guy, yo. And
you're not getting smoke from all areas. Like it's all coming from that direction. And so he grabs some like smoke grenades and he's got like a grenade launcher and all this other shit. And he starts firing them in that direction, sort of they're easily fucking confused. And then one cop walks over to him and he shoots that cop in the chest with the grenade launcher or the smoke grenade launcher. I don't give a fuck who you are. That had to hurt. Yo, you got hit like point blank range. You broke some ribs. One guy got shot directly in the ass, but he's not a very good actor, so he just kind of walked it off. He didn't even like, oh shit. And yeah, so these cops they don't know what to do. They're really scared. This black dude is beating them with smoke. So, all right.
Yeah, he's doing his Batman thing, right?
Yep.
And at one point, one cop was able to kind of get in position to shoot Terry, but Sims was like, no, like nobody's gonna die today. Like we got to figure this out, right? And I'm like, Sims, what the fuck are you doing, yo? Like, what's up, yo?
Like yeah, where are you?
What are we doing?
Yeah, where are you? And starting to be bothered. This is
and that's when
she's doing her best Tim Scott. Oh well, it's not a racist country, but also I've been pulled over 47 times for being black. Like, all right, like where are you in the list there, buddy? Also JL Cole.
Right.
Yeah, great impression.
That's fucking hilarious.
Having heterosexual sex with my wife. Like, no, you're not. Gross. Yeah, he breaks that guy's arm. That was pretty good. He does sort of a wrestling move on the one guy. He throws the fucking shotgun in his face and then fucking it's like a modified 619 or some shit. Like, so that was kind of cool. Yeah, these guys can't.
At one point, this nigga is causing so much confusion that at one point he's able to find Summer and administer Narcan to her. while Marsden Serpico is yelling how to do it, like, right. And these guys can't find him. Like, then they get in the car. Then he's able to drag Marsden, who was shot in the leg, by the way, like shot in like the femoral artery.
Yeah,
he'd have been dead.
Like Sean Taylor, right? Like Sean Taylor died from being shot in the femoral artery, yo. Like this dude don't have long, yo. And he dragged him into the car. He administered Narcan, dragged a 235 pounds of dead weight in the car.
That's
was able to go around.
He's like the biggest cop on the force.
A big fucking
right. Was able to get inside the car and pull off while Fat Moxley caught up, and he was able to kind of hang on and shit. Summer got a little bit of revenge, I guess, by mushing Moxley out of the car.
Got a little Ray Lewis shit on.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, and then they try to get away. The car gets shot in the tire, and so they're getting chased, and they hear on dispatch that that basically the good cops are coming.
The state.
And I guess it is, the state is coming. And I guess it is inferred that Sims called the state for reinforcements, and she is the one who kind of runs Sandy off the road in a pit maneuver so that he can be held accountable for his actions.
Big ass Crown Vic that she got that that have her driving to knock his ass off the road.
Yeah. And so I guess she's supposed to represent the good cops, right? The cops who, everything is by the book. Everything is like, lawful neutral or whatever the fucking alignment chart is.
I think I saw somebody post. I think it was Rod. He posted on Facebook. He posted a picture of Sims, and he was like, "If you see this, that means I'm gonna help you at the very last second." If I send you this, that just means I'm gonna help you at the very last second.
That's funny. I like. There's part of me there's part of me that thinks like, they're trying to show that like there is a good cop, right? But the Serpico character or Officer Marsden, he kind of already represents that to some extent, right? I think they didn't want, like, I think it's simpler than that. I think they showed you like, here's this black woman. They have this connection of like, we're both black, and she seemed like she was on the up and up. And then it was like, here's a twist. She's still just a regular cop type of shit. But I think they were like, it feels like almost they tested it, and people were like, "Yeah, I didn't like that the black woman was like a bad guy in the end. Like that was fucked up. Like we thought she was cool." And so they're like, "All right, we gotta fix this." Because like I felt that way. Like if I like, and I try not to be too fucking simple minded. It's hard sometimes. But like I felt that way. I'm like, come on, man, you gonna just let this black woman in this shitty little redneck town? She's gonna be along with these guys, and then they gave you that. I was like, all right, that feels better. Like it just felt better. So it feels like it was tested, and they were just like, nah, people do not like this. And I could totally understand why they wouldn't. So who knows? But it feels like that was not a part of the regular script for her to do that. But I'm glad she did. And the movie ends, I think, in a very weird way. Honestly, I don't like the ending of this.
Yeah, they go to the hospital.
Right, like what the fuck? Like it's weird, right? Like the state cops pull up and they're like, "We got an escort," and I'm like, "But why? Why would you have an escort? Wouldn't the local shitty
cop injured?
Yeah, well, they have an injured cop.
But they call
an injured cop, and
that's right. The black
local cops are crooked.
That's right.
It is inferred that the black woman called the state.
That's right. Okay, because I was going to say because before that they said, "Oh, we have 3 assailants right in the car, no cops." Right. So, okay, that's fair.
And she detains Sandy. She's like, "You're under arrest" or whatever.
Right.
And, and he yanks the thing out the trunk.
The DVR.
He turned on the camera. Yeah.
DVR.
Right. So he has it all on tape, which is cool, right? But I just didn't like the end. Like he just walks in and just like
that's where all your evidence is, nigga. Maybe don't just yank the shit out the goddamn car. Maybe take a little bit of time. Just a little bit of time to make sure that you know.
No, he used an axe, right? Like he ain't just
what the fuck? He fucking took an axe and then yanked the fucking shit out of it. Like, yo, calm down,
look,
okay?
Bro, like
you're not my father holding a Nintendo 64, slamming the shit down, yo. Like, chill, bro.
Let's take time to unplug the cord. Did the video save? Like, okay. He was like, nah, fuck that. I was like, all right.
It's the memory card, right? Or the SD card.
You better hope.
Well, the SD cards were destroyed. Right, the SD cards were destroyed, so the DVR from that particular dash cam was of Sandy Byrne shooting Marsden in the leg.
Right, but that doesn't have an SD card in it. I don't know how the things work. Like he yanked all the fucking cables out, so I don't know. They have to
that one will
reconstruct the goddamn thing.
I mean, the DVR probably has some level of hard drive or SD card in it. I'm sure. I mean, I doubt that I mean, I guess they could be copying it to SD cards, but that seems pretty stupid. It's probably just one that they just take out of it and just put it into evidence. Either way, yeah, him just kind of sitting down and being like, well, that's it. That's the end of our adventure. Like, yeah, I get it. You're very tough, but I don't know. It seems like
at the same time, like, yeah, like we don't. I mean, I guess we don't need resolution. Like we can infer what happens to these crooked cops, but like I don't know where you end it.
I don't know, like those cops being arrested or something. Like that would have been kind of cool. Like the cops being arrested by the state cops, right? Like a kind of a slow fade as they're getting, they're getting put into squad cars or something like that. I guess would have worked. I don't know. I just didn't like this ending, so I can't tell you what I would love, which is an unfair and a shitty way to criticize things. But yeah, I don't know. Like it seemed like they couldn't come up with an idea either. It's like, I don't know, just have this nigga sit down. Yeah. Like he been running a lot. He's tired. It's like, that's it? That's all you got? Yeah. Well, maybe you shouldn't have blown out your fucking cardio trying to catch a bus 40 minutes ago. Relax. But yeah, look, I thought it was a pretty fine movie. I would watch another one of these. Like if this becomes a series of movies, sure, why not? It's a dad movie.
Yeah, why not, man? I can watch. Watch this. If Tyler Rake can get shot in the neck and come back in another movie, this dude can come back after just sitting down in a hospital.
The next one opens, and I contracted COVID. Thanks. And now I'm out for a couple. Yeah, I don't see why not. Micah, you and I talked offline. This guy's got the chops to play Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern TV show. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't see why not. He's got the look. He already has the light-colored eyes, so they probably wouldn't have to digitally enhance them. He literally just pulled off a military guy.
Yep.
And yeah, I could see him sit next to Kyle Chandler of all people.
What a very weird choice, but sure.
Yeah. But yeah, look, this guy's he's a pretty good lead. He's going to be in the Mufasa movie directed by Barry Jenkins. Apparently Barry Jenkins saw this dude on Broadway and was just like, I gotta work with him.
Wow.
So
okay.
Yeah. And let us not forget that his first film credit was from Philadelphia's own M. Night Shyamalan, where he played a character named Mid-Size Sedan in Old. All
right, well, there you go.
There you go.
Shyamalan's an asshole. What kind of fucking name is that?
Was he a rapper?
Shyamalan.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a rapper named Mid-Size Sedan.
Yo, that's the stupidest name. Somehow still a better name than the people on the with that new list of rappers, the new class for what was that XXL or whatever.
I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake when I first saw it. I thought it was
those are gamer tags.
And then I googled them. I was like, oh, okay, these niggas are real. And then I listened to one of their songs. I was like,
click.
I'm old.
I don't like
this. It's fucking terrible. But all right.
What are the names? What does that even mean? Like Y tab fat? All right, I don't know.
Yeah, YTB fat.
YTB fat. AMG twins. Is that two people? Hurricane Wisdom. That sounds like a person I choose in a shitty boxing game, but okay. Screwly G. Wreck Baby. Vaughn off 1700. That's a gamer tag.
That's a gamer tag. Right?
That's a gamer tag. Like, why are you in there? D Baby. Nuda 05. That's a gamer tag. Babyface face FXCE. Babyface E. 027 Quani. Gamer tag. Chicken P.
That's the one where I saw the
podcast host.
Good night, everybody. All right, we will see you guys next week for a preview episode for episode 270. Later.
See ya.
God damn it. You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.